clear to play. MiniWarGaming's Beat the Cooler Bat Rap!
So we move into the Wood Elf's turn. My Lord once again walks up, heading up along the side. My archers do a little bit of a shimmy around just to give them a better position to shoot. And then my riders come flying up the flank, and in hindsight, I really should have just charged the Vargulfs and thrown as many bodies in there as I could. But that's hindsight, so instead I just moved around, because I was thinking that he would just crush them and then use them as basically free combat resolution, but it didn't even occur to me that I could just kill them. So that's unfortunate. And then in the middle, my units just kind of stand still, but I do remember my Way Watchers this time, because last turn you'll notice that I forgot about them. And they continue moving up behind, and they're going to start taking pot shots at his necromancers and their zombies, but kind of hopeless, seeing as they can only shoot 5 times, and he can bring back up to like 14 zombies every turn. So yeah, I had forgotten my shooting phase in the previous turn, but this turn, not again. Magic phase starts off, I get 10 power dice, so I automatically get tons right off the bat. And Vampire's Channel, he does not, so he's only got 5, and I do not either, so both I had 10 to 5. First thing, regrowth on my unit of War Dancers. It does go off, but barely. So he needs to just match me, roll a 9. And he's just debating right here whether he wants to use 3 dice or 2 dice, because then he ends up deciding not to and uses a Dispel Scroll to just shut it down. So Shield of Thorns onto my Tree Man. Maybe he'll survive another round. And it does go off. There we go, there's the dice roll. It's got 11 plus my level 4, so 15. Really, he just needs to roll 11 though, because we are the same level, which he easily does, and so that spell is dispelled, and I still do not get to heal anything. So now I'm going to go for Earthblood, which does go off. Not quite a miscast, but close, and he gets to heal a wound. That's why I kept wanting to get those spells off. I just need to get one, because I already have Shield of Thorns up. But anyway, my Lord now shoots into the Spirit Hosts, and he does hit him twice. Now, unfortunately, the dice is off, a little bit off camera, but he does hit, and he does 2 wounds, which, because they were healed thanks to the spells cast the previous turn, still haven't killed any. So now my archers start taking pot shots into his skeletons, and they get a couple hits. And then 4s to wound, and he'll have a 5-up save against these, because I'm not within 15. And so 4s, 3 wounds. 3 5+ saves, here we go. Bam, he makes 1. So 2 of them are slain though. And then the Way Watcher, or rather the Eagles, shoot at the Ghouls, and they get no hits. And then my Glade Riders, they also fire at the Ghouls, and there's more of them this time. And they get 10 shots altogether, hitting on 3s, 2 miss, or sorry, hitting on 4s, and then 2 wounds. And he does not have a save, so 2 ghouls die. But once again, he'll just bring them back, so it's not as advantageous as it looks. So then my Way Watchers shoot at his ghouls as well, and they get 1 wound, which kills 1 more ghoul. And that's it for that. So, close combat, my War Dancer attacks the unit there. He decides to just go for extra attacks. Maybe he can cut them down. And he hits once, and then 5s to wound. He does no wounds, so that's it for him. And then his White King will get to attack next against the Tree Man, hitting on 2s, hits twice, and wounds twice because he wounded on 6s, and I failed both my saves. So I'm down to 2 wounds already, because I don't get my 5-up or ward save because it's considered a magic weapon. And that's what I'm explaining right there. So now the Tree Man attacks, hits 4 times, wounds 3 times, so 3 of them get killed, which does push them a little bit back. But now he's attacking my War Dancer, and he hits him a bunch, wounds him on 2s. Ooh, only 2 wounds. You ready for this, boxcars? And not even 1. And that's the end of that War Dancer. And then he gets his attacks against the Tree Man, hitting on 3s, which he gets pretty good, then wounding on 4s. 3 wounds, here we go. Fail them all, 5-up saves. I need to make 2 of these, and I only make 1. And so that is the end of my Tree Man. And that is nearing the end of this Wood Elf turn. So we're in trouble now. The Vargolf's attacking my Treekin. Now, I didn't realize that you continued to get the flank bonus even outside of the turn that you actually charge. So this was a big mistake on mine to not turn around in the previous phase, because I could have, I just didn't. So I only do 1 wound to him, and he does 2 wounds to me, so I lose combat by a bunch, and I fail my leadership. So I run 9 inches, but he gets to pursue 3 dice because he is flying, take away the lowest, and he rolls 11, and easily overruns me, and that is the end of my Treekin. After that, his Vargolfs move up, and now it's the beginning of the vampire's turn, where he's throwing everyone everywhere. Vargolfs are charging, ghouls are charging, whites are charging, like everybody's getting in there. My archers now on my cavalry are shooting. They hit a couple times, and now they need 5s to wound. They do 3 wounds, so they actually kill 3 of the ghouls, which is nice. And then my Way Watchers get to shoot at the Vargolfs, and they get 2 hits and 2 wounds, puts that one down to 1 wound, and now all my archers get to shoot at his big group of weapon masters, or not weapon masters, great weapons there, which does 2 wounds, killing 2 of them. And the charges begin. He just roll like 3 to charge those guys because he's flying, so he gets 10 inches, and he easily makes it. So they fly in and attack my Way Watchers, and from there, he's got his ghouls that are trying to charge my cav, but this is a bit longer charge, and so he does not quite make it because he needed to roll an 8, I do believe. So they just move up 6, and wish they could have made it. But those guys in the middle, they all easily make their charge into my sorceress as well as her unit of Glade Guard protectors. They do have regeneration. They have regrowth, rather, so they will at least get a save. But that's really all we've got going for them. And so here they are, ready to attack. His skeletons in the regular movement phase just move up. Zombies move up. How many power dice does he get? 11. And I do channel. So I get 7, and he gets 11. First thing, he's doing the Macabre, which barely goes off, but I do dispel it, because I get my additional power dice, so that's the end of that spell. Now he's doing Curse of Years against those guys, which I failed to dispel. And so basically he gets to hit all of them. 3s to wound. Kills 5. Yeah. I would have had a 6-up save, and I don't make it. But they do pass their panic check. And then he basically heals everyone nearby. So 6 wounds on the weapon, or the 2-handed weapons, a wound back on them, wound back on the Vargolf. Now the close combat begins between my Way Watchers and the Vargolfs. They do actually 2 wounds, which would have killed that guy if he wasn't able to just get healed right there. And then he attacks back, does 3 wounds. My guys, of course, have no saves, and 3 of them die. I pass my leadership, but then we remember that he has stomps, and so he kills the other 2. And that's the end of that combat, because they're dead now. Close combat begins here. My elves and my sorceress attack back against his great weapon wielding grave guard, and they kill 2. And one of them, we remember that he has a save, comes back, and he attacks my sorceress first, my enchantress. Does 3 hits, and then he's wounding on like 2s. And oh no, wounding on 3s, and I make my regen, so she's okay. And then another one attacks, hitting on 3s, he misses. And then the rest attack, hitting on 3s, then wounding on 2s. So 1, 2, 6 regen, there we go. Because some of them were killing blow, that's why I didn't get regen against all of them. But 5 go down. He attacks with another 2, and he doesn't get any killing blows, so I do get my regen, but I fail it, and so another archer goes down. They needed Snake Eyes to pass their leadership, which they fail, so they run 8 inches, which runs them right towards the table edge, and that's the end of my army, pretty much. Good game.
Good game.
I'm conceding at this point. So here we are at the end of the game there, MiniWarGamers, and I got slaughtered by vampires, as is the standard with vampires. So we've got 4 cavalry left over here, and that ghoul is almost back to full again. I've killed, what, 10? There's 30?
10, yeah.
Yeah. And they're on the run. Tree Man's dead. I guess I still have my lord over here, but the Way Watchers got wiped out, and pretty much all of his units are still alive. or going around, except for the wolves, but wolves. So stay tuned, Vault members. We're going to have a post-game show, and we're going to talk about what could have happened in this game, mistakes that were made, and what we would have done differently. Happy wargaming.